Story 1. I just got a massage for the first time ever. It was expensive, but my back and shoulders feel better than they have for a while, and it was a really pleasant experience. Story 2. Optimum no-rinse car wash got so much attention in the Tesla community that I was sure it was overhyped, but I'm sold after trying it. You just fill a couple of buckets with water and a cap full of the soap. Then wipe the solution on and immediately dry with a microfiber. It saves tons of water, and I can do it in the garage in 30 minutes instead of out in the sun for an hour. Edit. Here's a video that shows the process and a method for folding the towels to avoid scratches. Story 3. I bought and installed a bidet onto our toilet, and it's been a game changer. I can't believe I went so long just wiping myself with toilet paper like a caveman. Story 4. Car insurance this year saved me from having to pay $2,000 after an incident that happened last year on a double-lane roundabout. I just renewed it this week. Story 5. Gym membership. I also changed the way I work out to make it more enjoyable. Less weight, quicker workouts. I hated being stuck in the gym for an hour and a half when I have other things to do. Story 6. I've been using cheap Bluetooth earbuds for years, constantly disappointed in how they sound and make me sound to others. I finally bit the bullet and bought some $200 ones. It's like night and day. Everything is crystal clear. I'm just terrified I'll lose them. Story 7. I broke my laptop screen, and because it's a 4K touchscreen, it was going to be $350 to replace if I did it myself and like $450 if I got a shop to do it. Instead, I bought a monitor for $150, a new keyboard for $30, and a GameCube controller adapter so I can use it on my PC. I turned my laptop into a desktop basically until I can afford a desktop. The monitor is awesome. The keyboard is alright for a budget gaming keyboard, and the GameCube controller adapter has given me the freedom to play Nintendo 64 classics that I haven't played in years and GameCube games. Story 8. A good bicycle. For the first time in forever, I have something that isn't a hand-me-down. I spent a good 700 Canadian dollars on it. I live in Japan, and every weekend I am just cycling around my city, exploring outskirts, going through the farmlands and suburban areas outside of my commute. It's been so liberating. Story 9. An electric burr grinder. It's about the lowest tier appliance of the sort I could find, but even it is making my life a lot easier with the amount of coffee I drink. The quality difference from a hand or blade grinder is noticeable. Story 10. A new can opener. My previous one was super old and rusty and was just a pain to use. This new one is a dream. I'm really happy about this can opener. Story 11. Bought a basic digital single-lens reflex Nikon camera for a road trip I went on with my girlfriend last year. For $500, I have a bunch of really nice pictures and memories from that trip and have had a lot of fun playing around with it since then. It's a fun hobby. That $500 was somewhat of a splurge, but totally worth it. Story 12. An electronic cigarette for my mom. She's hard to change, but I have her replacing half of her smoking sessions with it. She smokes 2 cigarettes a day over 8 sessions. I quit in January and only vape a bit of 3 milligram juice at night. The transition was painless, and I smoked for 20 years. Sometimes I push my nightly sessions back by a few hours, just because I can. I haven't craved nicotine once since quitting, and no longer having that burden on my back is awesome. Highly recommended. It was a total of $40 for the electronic cigarette and enough juice for many months. Story 13. I bought a Subaru for the first time in my life. It's a pretty awesome car so far. I went from a Hyundai Genesis Coupe to a Legacy, which is slower, but other than that, no complaints. Story 14. Uninterruptible power supply. I live in Florida, where there is relatively common flickering of power during thunderstorms. Not losing data on my personal computer, getting kicked out of a multiplayer competitive game, or waiting 15 minutes for the cable box to reset is so worth the $40 the uninterruptible power supply costs. Story 15. Not really recent since we bought it half a year ago, but still, a small handheld vacuum. Holy hell, you do not realize how annoying it is to plug in your old-school vacuum for small stuff until you have one of those. Story 16. Safety razor and shower mirror. Shaving is cheaper, better, and faster with less mess in the sink. The steam from the shower also makes for a nicer shave. Story 17. I bought a set of 6 stainless steel condiment cups with lids, the kind you get at nice sit-down burger joints with your fries. I use them to carry things like sour cream and guacamole for lunches to work, without worrying about reheating sour cream or worrying about a mess. They cost about $7 in total, but I'm so happy with them. Story 18. I bought a new battery for my 4.5-year-old iPhone 6. It was so bad before. I would charge it to 100% and within 10 minutes it would be at 50%. And anywhere between 0% and 70% my phone could die. I also bought a new phone case and a new glass screen protector for my phone, and it's like my screen is in high definition. I am so happy. My phone looks and feels brand new. Story 19. I have been a house owner for just over a year, but recently I bought myself a wheelbarrow. I found a high-quality, lightly used one for cheap. It's great. So practical to be able to cart things around the garden. Story 20. An electric mosquito zapper. It has very quickly become my best friend as summer is approaching. It's so effective I have to clean it out every 2 to 3 days, and every time there's over 100 flies, mosquitoes, and gnats inside the collection tray. Thinking about buying a second one because I definitely can't live without it now. My quality of sleep has also improved greatly thanks to it. Best $25 I've spent all year. Story 21. A friend of mine loves gaming and playing online. We play online together quite often, but he's not been on for a little while. Turns out his PlayStation Plus subscription ran out, and thanks to his girlfriend, he has absolutely no money. My subscription was due for renewal and I had the money to spare, so I bought 2 top-up cards, sent him the code for one of them, and now we can play online together again. The guy works hard, and gaming is one of the few things he enjoys doing to relax. Story 22. 80 pounds on my first pair of Levi's. Got tapered ones. 80 pounds on white Adidas Stan Smith trainers. 75 pounds on some white Lacoste trainers. Been getting compliments left and right since last weekend. Never felt more confident after buying clothes, and these are more investments as well as the shoes are leather and higher quality. Never spent this much on clothes before, but wow, are they worth it. They look so damn good. And apparently I look damn good. Story 23. Got a Dexcom G6 for my son and have slept for about 15 days straight now without worrying that he will be dead when I wake up. First time in 5 years. Life-changing. Story 24. Someone threw out a perfectly intact Aran chair. These things sell for about $400 used. I found it in the recycling area of my parking garage. They threw it out because it was broken. I searched online and repaired it using a part that cost $20. Took about 5 minutes to fix. Story 25. Bought a 14-foot sailboat at auction. Best money I've ever spent. Never sailed a day in my life prior to buying it. Every day I go out on it, I learn something new, and it's the best relaxation I've ever had. Story 26. I can think of 2 I've been very happy with. First, a new Toyota. I went from a 2003 Grand AM to a 2000 Corolla to a 2018 Toyota. Having a reliable car I'm not having to fix multiple times a month has been a wonderful change of pace. Well worth the payment each month. And insurance is almost negligible with how cheap full coverage is courtesy of all the safety features and a clean record. Second, an insulated French press for work. All we have at work for coffee is a Keurig or an ancient 3-pot monstrosity. Now I can actually enjoy quality coffee at work every day. It's been a game changer for my mood and overall productivity. Story 27. A set of wireless television headphones now allows me to watch television at all times of the day without having the volume so loud that it disturbs the rest of my apartment building. Story 28. I have been visiting doctors lately, dealing with some severe debilitating full-body joint pain. I finally gave in and spent a few $100s on an appointment with an excellent rheumatologist who diagnosed me in 30 minutes. Now, after about 2 months of not being able to leave my house, I have enough mobility to move around with a cane. Story 29. I got a new bed, almost for free. It's a double bed, and wow, is it amazing. It's a huge step up from my old worn-out one. It was hard to drag myself out of bed this morning. The only problem with it is the sheets are a little too small and stretch too far, so they go flying off one corner if I move my leg a certain way. Story 30. Very specific, but my favorite purchase over the last year was a NUX wireless transmitter and receiver for my guitar. It worked right out of the box with virtually no setup. I have fewer wires to deal with, and now I can roam around when I play with my band. I love this thing. Story 31. I bought a new television, going through a bit of a rough patch in my life. Moved into my new house, and my television was too big to fit where I wanted it to go. I had to sell my fish tank and all the accessories because the new house wouldn't accommodate it. Took the cash to the store and bought a new television and Bose soundbar. It looks great, sounds great, and is positioned well. It's very rare I ever buy myself anything. My television was 12 years old, so it was just nice unwrapping something new. Story 32. Menstrual cup. Edit 1. I thought I was in Ask Women. Sorry. Edit 2. Random stranger. Thank you for the silver. Greatly appreciated. As this is my first Reddit award. Thank you. Story 33. Blender and protein powder. It's been helping me control my weight and ensuring I consume enough protein for rock climbing training. I've been increasing my strength and weight quite well with it. Story 34. 3 months ago, I finally decided to purchase a full-size truck with lots of features. I would have benefited from one earlier, but the price was holding me back since I needed one with lower mileage. It has been worth its weight in gold and more, and I am thrilled with my purchase. It has made my life so much better and more convenient in every single aspect, both personal and professional. Story 35. I bought a booze cutting board a few months back. Love that thing. It is pretty large as well, 24 inches by 18 inches by 2.25 inches, weighs over 20 pounds. Gives me so much more room to cut and organize my cooking. Plus, it is like the centerpiece of my kitchen and people always comment on it. Story 36. A pint of ice cream from a local shop that uses only the freshest local ingredients. $12 for the little jar, and I had to wait in a line full of hipsters, but it was worth it. So creamy and delicious. I was skeptical of the hype, but it surpassed the gelato I usually get. No regrets. It's the little things that make my week. Story 37. An electric mobility scooter. I resisted for so long because I'm only 46 and it's an old person's thing. I have multiple sclerosis, and it's painfully impossible to walk most days. I cried the first time I went on a bike ride with my son. He's 7, and it's something I've never been able to do with him. I'm so excited for this summer now. Story 38. It's honestly small and silly, but my new wallet. I noticed someone else's wallet a few weeks ago, where there is a card holder and you flick a switch and the cards pop up. I got one last week, and it's so much nicer and oddly fun. Instead of digging in my wallet and pulling debit or credit out, I flip a switch and all are easily pulled out and put back. Story 39. I spent $10 on Amazon to get a Thunderbolt to HDMI cable for my MacBook Air. It turned my laptop into essentially an iMac, and I discovered the magic of using 2 displays in one. Story 40. Matching bracelets for my significant other and me. Long-distance relationships are tough, and this little trinket just helps us be together in spirit. It might just be a braided shoelace, but it means something to me. Damn it. Story 41. Thermos tumbler. Pretty much the only one I've been able to find that will not leak or spill in the car. Do not wash them in the dishwasher, or the paint will start to chip. Story 42. I am not a mechanic, but flower boxes and flowers for the porch. I love to see them, and I'm proud to have my neighbors see them. It gave me a surprising boost in self-esteem that went so far as my being more confident and comfortable in bed. Who knew? Story 43. 2015 Nissan Leaf SL. I have not been to a gas station, except to grab a drink, in 3 weeks, and my electric bill is barely higher than it would have been anyway. Story 44. I bought a good pair of noise-canceling headphones after months of research. Before that, I had regular earphones and found myself cranking the volume up to at least 80% on the commute and at work just to hear my audiobooks and podcasts a little bit. I don't often spend money on myself, especially if I already have the thing I'm buying, but I am extremely glad to have bought them. I can enjoy listening to things in relative quiet, as well as getting a better range of audio, and I don't feel like I'm destroying my hearing in the process. Story 45, Robo Vacuum. Nothing beats coming home to a clean floor and being able to walk around barefoot without anything getting stuck on your feet. It's almost like I don't have a cat that sheds literally everywhere. Story 46. I have been wearing glasses for 18 years. I love the way I look in glasses and thought I would never want to change it up. This past Monday, I tried contact lenses for the first time because I am going skydiving in a couple of weeks and actually want to be able to see what is around me when I do the jump. I originally intended to get contacts solely for times when I do adventurous activities. Within minutes of putting in the contacts, my peripheral vision was stronger than it has ever been in my entire life, and my mind was racing with all the sensory information that I could never process with my glasses. I am more confident when running, working out, and engaging in all types of physical activity. I always thought I would stick with prescription glasses forever, but I have been quickly converted. Story 47. The cheap vertical mouse I bought to try out has saved my life at the office. As someone who is still an avid PC gamer in my spare time, switching to an ergonomic mouse has pretty much stopped all the annoying soreness that was starting to really bother my productivity. Also, I finally got my Roomba on a schedule. The apartment feels and looks significantly cleaner. I'm probably going to take the dive and buy the mop as well.